Hello and welcome to the Cut Network. I'm Ernie Jimenez.
And I'm Chase Westberg. President Biden and two of his cabinet members are now being sued for failing to prevent and aiding and abetting genocide in Gaza. The suit, which was sent to Biden on Monday, was filed by a civil liberties group from New York called the Center for Constitutional Rights on behalf of the people of Palestine. The suit states that with clear intent to dehumanize Palestinians by doing things such as referring to them as animals, combined with the over 11,000 deaths, it paints a clear picture of what constitutes an unfolding genocide. The suit also states that as one of Israel's greatest military allies and contributors, the blame for the killings partially fall on the U.S. and the Biden administration. Along with the claims, the suit also calls for the government to stop sending $3.8 billion in military support to Israel.
A well-known Arizona native is running for Congress. Here's Cut reporter Matthew Marengo to talk about more about his identity and his checkered past. Matthew?
Thank you, Ernie. Arizona resident Jacob Chansley has sent in official paperwork to run for Congress. Jacob, who was recently released after serving in prison, will be running in the 8th District of Arizona for the Libertarian Party. If his real name doesn't sound familiar, you may recognize him better for his other name, the QAnon Shaman. Back in 2021, Jacob, along with other protesters, stormed the U.S. Capitol to try to stop the confirmation of Joe Biden as the 46th president of the United States. After being convicted and serving 27 months of his 41-month sentence, Jacob was transferred to a halfway house back in March of this year. Fast forward to last month, when Representative Debbie Lesko announced that she will not seek re-election in 2024, leaving the 8th District's seat wide open for someone to take. Despite the fact that Arizona law does prohibit felons from voting until their sentence is complete, there are no restrictions on former felons from running in federal office, making it perfectly within Jacob's right to do so. While running for a third party puts his chances of winning below that of his Republican and Democratic counterparts, we'll have to wait till next November to see how he stacks up against the competition and whether or not Arizona citizens are willing to give this shaman a second chance. For the Cut Network, I'm Matthew Marengo.
Thank you, Matthew. We'll make sure to keep you updated if any other well-known figures decide to throw their hat into the ring.
The Oahu fire continues to rage in a remote part of the island. The fire is reported to have blazed through the wet side of the island. The damage is said to be catastrophic as the flames are destroying an irreplaceable rainforest. No neighborhoods or cities have been affected yet, but the fire has affected about 24 fragile species. The fire has burned about 2.5 square miles and is about 90% contained as of Friday.
One of the United States' largest commercial rounds manufactured has been linked to countless different shootings. Here's Cut reporter Abby Urek to tell us more about the recent revelations. Abby?
Thank you, Ernie. A school shooting in Florida, an armed student in New Mexico, the murder of multiple police officers in Louisiana, a massacre in a Colorado movie theater, and countless other acts of gun violence have recently been connected to the Lake City Army ammunition plant based in Independence, Missouri. The plant, operated by a private contractor with Army oversight, is now one of the country's biggest manufacturers of commercial rounds for the popular AR-15, and it remains so even as the United States supplies ammunition to Ukraine. Christopher Hickson, a 27-year-old veteran of the Navy who was the athletic director at a high school in Parkland, Florida, was shot by a former student firing an AR-15 style gun. The semi-automatic rifle, modeled on a military weapon, was loaded with ammunition carrying the LC stamp. This is a distinctive marking that government ammunition typically had on its brass casings. Its initials stand for Lake City. In recent years, the factory has also pumped billions of rounds of military-grade ammunition into the commercial market, an investigation by the New York Times found, leaving the LC signature scattered across crime scenes all over the country, including the sites of some of the nation's most gruesome mass shootings. Lake City rounds have been seized from major drug dealers, violent felons, anti-government groups, smugglers for Mexican cartels, and even rioters at the U.S. Capitol. They were confiscated from a Massachusetts man who threatened to assassinate President Obama when he was in office. Over the past 2 decades, the U.S. government has invested more than $860 million to improve and repair the plant and expand its capacity, according to an Army spokeswoman. Sales of LC ammunition have continued to rise. For the Cut Network, I'm Abby Jurek.
Thank you, Abby. It's sad to hear about the connections to all these mass shootings, but hopefully this revelation can lead to some form of positive change.
A helicopter crash resulted in the deaths of several soldiers last week. Cut reporter Alana Goodman is here with the story. Alana?
Yes, Chase. 5 U.S. Special Operations soldiers were killed in a helicopter crash near the Mediterranean Sea on Friday. The flight experienced an emergency during a routine mission. The MH-60 Black Hawk was conducting aerial refueling training when the aircraft experienced an in-flight emergency, resulting in the crash. The aircraft and soldiers were assigned to 1st Battalion, 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment Airborne. The department said in a statement Monday. Search and rescue team operations are currently underway as they look to identify victims. Defense Secretary Lloyd J. Austin III made a statement to these fallen heroes on Sunday. We mourn the tragic loss of 5 U.S. service members during a training accident in the Mediterranean Sea. On Monday, search and rescue teams identified the 5 soldiers. Chief Warrant Officer 3 Stephen R. Dwyer, 38 of Clarksville, Tennessee. Chief Warrant Officer Shane M. Barnes, 34 of Sacramento, California. Staff Sergeant Tanner W. Groen, 26 of Gorham, New Hampshire. Sergeant Andrew P. Southard, 27 of Apache Junction, Arizona. And Sergeant Cade M. Wolf, 24 of Mankato, Minnesota. This happened during Veterans Day weekend. President Joe Biden made a statement to these soldiers. We once more affirm the sacred obligation we bear to those who volunteer to serve our nation as well as their families, caregivers, and survivors. Jill and I are praying for the families and friends who have lost a precious loved one, a piece of their soul. Our entire nation shares their grief. For the Cut Network, I'm Alana Goodman reporting.
Thank you, Alana. It's sad to hear about the 5 lives lost, especially considering the young age of all the military members.
Los Angeles' Interstate 10 was destroyed by a massive fire over the weekend and will be repaired and reopened in 3 to 5 weeks, California Governor Gavin Newsom said Tuesday. It is unclear who or what exactly started the fire, as investigators are still working to determine who is responsible for the fire, as officials say was likely caused by arson. Since the fire, the closure of the essential stretch located in downtown Los Angeles, which serves more than 300,000 drivers each day, has caused a traffic nightmare for commuters and area residents. Firefighters responded to reports of the fire around 12:30 a.m. on Saturday at a storage yard, according to the Los Angeles Fire Department. More than 160 firefighters responded to the site and were able to defend 3 nearby commercial buildings as they extinguished much of the fires within hours, according to City Fire Chief Kristen Crowley. No injuries have been reported. Ray Anderson, the athletic director of the Arizona State Sun Devils, has resigned effective immediately on Monday, the school announced. Anderson led the athletic department since January of 2014, following his previous tenure as an NFL executive and agent. Anderson managed the coaching search that led to the very questionable hire of Herm Edwards, a former client of his during his time as an agent. Edwards was hired in 2017 and later fired in 2022 after an embarrassing home loss to Eastern Michigan and an investigation into alleged violations of NCAA recruiting rules. The Sun Devils are now 3-7 in their first year under new head coach Kenny Dillingham. Anderson and school president Michael Crow self-imposed a bowl ban for 2023 ahead of the results of the NCAA's investigation.
The Diamondbacks' very own Corbin Carroll has received a prestigious award. Here's reporter Brandon Muth to tell us more about what this award means for Carroll. Brandon?
Thank you, Chase, and congratulations to Arizona Diamondbacks outfielder Corbin Carroll, as he has unanimously won the 2023 Jackie Robinson National League Rookie of the Year Award. MLB reported on Monday. It has been without a shadow of a doubt an exciting season for the Diamondbacks, from winning the 2023 National League Championship Series pennant to clinching an appearance in the 2023 MLB World Series for the first time since 2001. The D-backs have surpassed all expectations. The cherry on top came on Monday when Carroll was honored with the NL Rookie of the Year award, being the first player in franchise history to hold the prestigious honor. Voted on by the Baseball Writers Association of America, Carroll received all 30 first-place votes, drafted the 16th pick in the first round of the 2019 MLB Draft. Carroll's season stat line saw him become the first rookie in MLB history to hit 25 or more home runs and steal 50 or more bases. In a reaction to Carroll's accomplishments during the season, D-backs manager Torey Lovullo stated, quote, I don't know how he's doing it, but I've got a front row seat to it and I'm going to enjoy this ride. D-backs general manager Mike Hazen further shared his thoughts on Carroll as a player, stating, quote, what we saw with Corbin Carroll as a rookie, I've said this before a million times, it's not normal. A key contributor in the D-backs regular season and playoff run, Carroll has showed his commitment to the team, signing an 8-year, $110 million extension. Although the 2023 MLB season has come to an end, fans eagerly wait to see what Carroll and the team have to offer for the upcoming season. For the Cut Network, I'm Brandon Muth.
Thank you, Brandon. Even though the D-backs lost in the championships, thankfully Corbin Carroll was able to receive this award to prove that the Diamondbacks and its players are some of the best of the best.
Kyler Murray returns from a torn ACL and leads the Arizona Cardinals to their second victory of the season. Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray played in his first game since tearing his ACL in December. After the Atlanta Falcons' backup quarterback Desmond Ridder ran in a touchdown with 2 minutes and 33 seconds remaining left to put Atlanta up by 1, Murray capped off his return with a 70-yard drive down the field that led to a game-winning 23-yard field goal from kicker Matt Prater to give Arizona a 25-23 victory over at State Farm Stadium. Murray finished with 249 yards, an interception on 19 completions of 32 attempts, and 33 rushing yards with a touchdown off of 6 carries. It had been 335 days, exactly 11 months to the day, since Murray tore his right ACL on a Monday Night Football match against the New England Patriots, the first major injury of his career.
On Sunday, November 12th, India had its biggest celebration of the year. The celebration of lights, also known as Diwali, is an annual festival held to celebrate the good over evil. The 5 days of Diwali include activities such as prayers, feasts, fireworks, family gatherings, and charitable giving, but is most well known for the beautiful lights. Clay lamps are lined up outside the homes of many people who celebrate to symbolize how light protects people from the darkness. Over 1 billion people worldwide celebrate this holiday, and it continues to increase. The Chicago Fire Department released a video demonstrating the dangers of dropping a frozen turkey into a fryer without taking precautions. The department wrote, quote, if your family is planning on a fried turkey, please do so safely. Never fry a turkey on your deck or near any structure such as a garage. Make sure your turkey is thawed and that oil is at the appropriate temperature. Enjoy and stay safe, unquote.
Well, you know, Chase, deep fried turkey for Thanksgiving, have you ever had one?
I have not, but I am a little interested. Would you do it?
Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do it personally, but I would definitely try one. It sounds and it looks delicious, like fried chicken, like you said.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds delicious, and I wonder if it'd have the same crunchiness and the same crispiness as a deep fried chicken.
Maybe we'll have to try it here at the Cut.
Do it right here in this very own studio.
But safely.
Yeah, safely at the Chicago Fire Department. And that'll do it for tonight. Thank you all for tuning into the Cut Network.
And be sure to follow us on Instagram at @thecut_network and on X as The Cut ASU. Have a good night.